How could the mighty city of Atlantis, a legend of ancient Greece, vanish beneath the ocean in a single night without leaving a trace? Once, in an age long forgotten, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, there lay a kingdom of unimaginable splendor. Atlantis, a paradise of towering marble palaces, golden temples, and streets paved with precious jewels. The Atlanteans, blessed by the sea god Poseidon, harnessed technology and magic far beyond their time, ruling the oceans with wisdom and power. But with greatness came arrogance. Their thirst for conquest grew insatiable, their hearts hardened by greed. The gods watched with sorrow, then with anger. One fateful night, the skies roared with thunder, the earth shook with fury, and the sea rose like a monstrous beast. Waves swallowed Atlantis whole, dragging its wonders into the abyss, never to be seen again. Atlantis remains one of the world's greatest mysteries. Was it a warning, a legend, or a real civilization lost to time? Some believe its ruins still sleep beneath the ocean, waiting to be discovered. In Greek mythology, deep within the cursed swamps of Lerna, where the air reeked of decay, a nightmare slithered, the Hydra, a serpent of writhing heads, each more fearsome than the last. Its breath could rot flesh, its blood dripped with venom, and worst of all, cut off one head, and two would rise in its place. Then came Heracles, son of Zeus, a warrior destined for legend. One of his 12 labors led him here, sword in hand, his nephew Iolaus at his side. With a mighty swing, he severed a head, only to watch in horror as two more sprouted. The beast was unstoppable, but Iolaus saw the answer. Snatching up a torch, he pressed the flames to the Hydra's wounds, sealing them with fire. No more heads, no more rebirth. The tide had turned. Now only one remained, the immortal head, snarling, unyielding. With a final, earth-shaking strike, Heracles severed it and buried it beneath a boulder, trapping its evil forever. But even in death, the Hydra was not done. Heracles dipped his arrows in its poisoned blood, turning them into weapons that could slay both gods and men. In Greek mythology, the cycle of the seasons is forever tied to a love story as dark as the underworld and as bright as the sunlit fields above. But how did Persephone, the breathtaking goddess of spring, become the queen of Hades and the underworld? One fateful day, Persephone, the radiant daughter of Demeter, wandered through a sunlit meadow, plucking flowers. But the earth split open beneath her, and from the darkness rode Hades, lord of the underworld. He seized her, vanishing into the depths, leaving only a scream on the wind. Demeter's grief was relentless. The world grew cold, crops withered, and famine spread. Desperate, Zeus demanded Persephone's return, but Hades had a trick. He had already given her 6 pomegranate seeds, binding her to his realm. A compromise was struck. Persephone would spend half the year above with her mother, bringing spring and summer, and the other half below with Hades, bringing autumn and winter. And so, the cycle of the seasons was born. In Greek mythology, the strongest god is Zeus. With his mighty lightning bolt in hand, he reigns supreme over Olympus. The weakest god is Eros. The god of love didn't have direct physical strength, but was powerful in a different way. The most temperamental god is Poseidon, as unpredictable and ever-changing as the ocean he ruled. The least temperamental of all the gods is Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, home, and family. The most intelligent god is Athena. She is the goddess of wisdom after all. The least intelligent god is Ares. The god of war often relied on his brute force instead of intelligence. The god least loved by humans is Hades, ruler of the underworld. The god loved most by humans is Apollo. The god of the sun oversaw several aspects of human life like music and art. The most beautiful god is Aphrodite. She embodied divine beauty, love, and desire itself. The ugliest god is Hephaestus. The god of craftsmanship was born with a physical deformity and a limp which set him apart from the other Olympians. Poseidon, the mighty Greek god of the sea, was as unpredictable as the waves he ruled. Born a son of Cronus and Rhea, he was swallowed at birth, only to be freed by his brother Zeus. Together they overthroned their father. Armed with his powerful trident, he commanded the oceans, stirred tempests, and shaped islands with a single strike. Fierce and prideful, Poseidon vied for power, once challenging Athena for the city of Athens. He offered a mighty saltwater spring, but Athena's olive tree proved more valuable, evil, and the city bore her name instead. Yet Poseidon was not just a god of wrath. He protected sailors, built great walls for kings, and fathered legendary heroes like Theseus. But beware, his anger could sink ships and summon earthquakes. To worship him meant to respect the sea itself, beautiful, vast, and dangerously untamed.